Alright, so today we're gonna be going after the Archgun launcher deployer thingy. And it's kind of an important piece of equipment to use in game. Makes doing missions a lot easier. The big thing about doing it is that you have to be old mate, rank 5 with Solaris United. So it's an unfortunate thing. Doesn't take too long. Um, I mean, you can get there over the course of a week or two just leading up. But anyway, after you get to old mate, um, you go back here to into the back room. This is where Little Duck is and the planning table and everything. So what we're going to be doing is the Profit-Taker Heist, the first 3 stages, because after stage 3 you get the deployer. And what we're using for it is just simple Titania build. Shown it in my relic race. Um, and it's just, we're gonna spend a lot of time in the Razor Wing Pixie, so we're not worried about a ton of stuff with that. And again, Dex Pixia, just gonna use this same config, super simple. Can get more damage if I install that, but that's more advanced. Doesn't really need it for this anyway. We don't care about necessary weapons. We're not planning on using them. The things that we will be using though are in our gear wheel. We definitely want ciphers because ciphers make the world easier, and we want ancient protector specters because they'll help with the stage 1 where we are defending an objective. Also in stage 1 we'll be fishing, so having the fishing spear for Fortuna is going to be important. I mean, but if you've gotten to rank 5 at this point, with Fortuna, you've done the fishing and things. So we're going to come over to Utico here at the table. We're going to go Profit Taker. We don't want to do the normal one. We want to do Profit Taker Phase 1. So get that started.
From her perch above Enrichment Labs, Profit-Taker has a perfect vantage to bombard anything she doesn't like. That's a huge problem for us. So, we're taking her down. Fizz?
Profit-Taker is an autonomous battle platform piloted by hybrid AI with sentient adaptive shielding reinforced by an overcharger satellite in geosynchronous orbit. Beneath that, her armor is a composite carapace, usually reserved for Corpus warships.
Successful elimination proceeds in 3 stages. First, we knock out the orbital overcharger. Second, decoding Profit-Taker's sentient shielding to ensure the Tenno can land fire on her directly. Third, providing the weaponry needed to penetrate that heavy-duty carapace. Little Duck's chasing a lead on something with a lot more grunt than your usual hand weapons. But, first things first.
Phase 1. With the overcharger online, Profit-Taker is, as far as our little group is concerned, invulnerable. The satellite overcharges the orb shield. We knock the overcharger on the head, and she's down to regular shielding. Here's how we do that. Little Duck.
Satellite behaves according to protocols. We control the protocols, we control the satellite. That's where my weirdy-beardy quillmate comes in. Almost as if he knew we'd need this, he's got himself perfectly placed to provide. We're meeting him today for the handoff.
Gear up. Hit the field. Once you're topside, we'll provide directions to your meeting with the Quill.
Okay, so obviously when you're doing this later times, because you can repeat all these stages, obviously, you can just skip that. Doesn't really matter. So come over to the elevator though. You're going. Obviously you can do any of these phases with a buddy. I don't have a buddy at the moment, so just kind of showing it solo in case you are more of a solo person. At this point, hope you have an Archwing launcher. If not, they're really easy to acquire from parts that you get from Cetus on Earth. But if you don't, you can obviously just run all this way. Takes a lot longer, but you do you. If you haven't invested in getting your Archwing launcher yet, that is a personal choice you have made. Um, and I applaud you for surviving this long. You could also use the K drive launcher. Also works just as well.
This is
So,
the place. Eliminate those Corpus teams before they
so
find the quill.
just gonna come down here. Slicey dicey, slicey dicey.
Quills are always one step ahead. Never seen them take a hit. He'll be around, hiding somewhere.
Okay, and we're looking
Do
for.
you perhaps think yourself on safari? We are here to capture and preserve. And
Looking
well
for
done.
the
Holster
dude.
your weapons.
No, I
Dead.
killed something.
What kind of quill walks into an ambush? Search the body. Though I suspect the corpus will have already
No,
snatched up
so
our
there's the
protocols.
body.
No protocols.
Search him.
Just fish bait? This is a bust.
Nah. For everything a quill does, there's a reason. Tenno, got a shock spear handy?
So, for this, we're fishing for clues. If you have some luminous dye, that makes this a lot easier, because then you can see all the fishies. I never claimed to be a good fisher with this. Okay. That's apparently a no. Apparently a no.
Something lodged in that
Okay.
fish's intake. A digital wafer?
Hand-etched. With numbers. Coordinates, maybe. I need the rest. Try to gut. Arachnoid. Tenno, get your fists up!
Over. Kill these guys real quick, so they don't bug you while fishing. Okay. Back to fishing. I think I'm in. Yeah, I moved away. Gotta come all the way back to the body and fishing. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Doesn't matter how long you play the game, you can still be done. Okay. Mini fish. Okay. Basically just fishing until you find more manifests. Which kind of sucks. But that's kind of the just RNG of this at the moment.
Jammed in the intake. Coordinates, definitely. Pointing to somewhere on the boat. You can keep fishing to be certain, but it seems to be pointing toward a taxman base.
Oh, My die wore off. More die, more fishy.
Sequence complete.
There we go.
Coordinates to
Okay,
this
cool.
taxman base. Time for a degree of violence. We need the codes to that satellite, or this whole plan is beached.
Get back to our regular weapons. This is when being Titania is really handy because we can just fly up out of holes.
Sparky, you and your team know what to do. Take that base.
So we're going to be capturing the base. So we're looking for a little key to drop from one of the dudes. Like that. And we're going to use our operator real quick. Again, don't.
Green, slot that data mass into the base terminal and I'll get to work.
Before we do that, we're going to drop our Protector Specter. Have him stay put, because he's going to help us.
That kicked me. Taxman on the way. Both of us will not finish up.
So the Ancient Protector is going to give some damage reduction to our system. Again, just kind of relying heavily at if I was using a more advanced setup, I'd use like a necromech or something to defend against this, but you know, not relying on some of those higher quality solutions and things. Just kind of letting our protector dude handle holding the brunt of their attention.
That's nearly complete.
The Arachnids are annoying. And the radiation on our guns are helping somewhat to confuse enemies and make them attack each other.
Stand by. Guts! Looks like they're right the grip before we can lock the place down.
Wait, show me that. Drone control unit. Custom programmed. In the middle of nowhere. Why would the taxman send this out there? Get after it, Sparky.
Just pick up some of the drops, never hurts. There we go. And then next phase, locate a drone. Which for this. We're gonna switch to our arc wing because it's faster. Because we can get farther blips there, even though Titania could just fly. Okay.
When that comes down, I need you to
Way ahead of you. Quill encrypted data block. Working. Tenno, get between the drone and those mowers.
one hack coming up, and then a quick teleport into our custody.
Then back in,
And they're
just
gonna try
being
to
in
wreck it rather than let us take it.
pixie
Fix it
form.
before I get them started.
And kind of your razor wings are, and your HUD can help you decide where people are at. Okay, we're gonna flip in and out just to get our razor wing back. Alright, so we got gyromag systems, which are really useful for making the gravimag systems and things for making your arc guns be able to be used by your warframes. So there's two ways you can go to stage 2. You can either go all the way in and redo it, or Little Duck's just sitting out here. So we just talk to her. And so, you know, we've done phase 1, so you can just start phase 2. So, and we're going to be breaking into a secured facility, essentially now.
No time for a break. Yuko's got more work for you.
So,
It's pretty and all, but I find it hard to give 2/10 of a paramecium's crap for a place this cold. Right.
so we're flying enrichment labs, which, again, should be fairly familiar from previous bounties, you know, in Fortuna. So, come down here. And this is what the Cypher is mainly for. Because we even might have to hack some consoles and other things like that. So, just makes it easier. So, we're going to turn into our pixie form, though, because the pixie is much less obtrusive.
That means you need 3 passkeys, and you've got to get them quick, as those suckers expire if they're not reauthorized on the regular.
Each passkey is held by a corpus director. They're skin-scored passkeys, high value, and the directors have orders to self-preserve. They're not coming out. Leave them no choice.
Okay, so finally our time limit. So our 3 dudes are marked. So and again, because we're flying pixie, as long as we don't get caught up on geometry, we can kind of just fly straight through. Which makes it a lot easier. And there's that one.
The directors carry pass keys for the data vault. Take the directors down before the keys expire, and we lose our chance. Your first target is the armaments director. Armaments research. How much blood was on the
And we gotta go to the data vault.
Vivisect director. Animal experimentation. He deserved his fate. One target remains.
Kill some ambulance.
Conscientious research director. That's what you get for messing with things you don't understand.
Yeah, and this is a lot easier if you have a full squad.
Take those passkeys to the data vault outside Enrichment Labs. With the directors taken care of, you shouldn't meet much resistance.
Okay. Got that.
What the balls?
Just kind of void slinging.
Two up,
My
two down.
operator.
That wasn't so bad. Now crack open the data vault and grab that data mass. Got it. Now
You
get
can
out of
use the
there.
waypoints to travel back to Fortuna. It's a little bit faster again. So, mainly doing it this way because I was still in Pixie Ford,
Don't let 'em
so
see you
couldn't grab
entering
anything.
Fortuna.
But yeah, just blipping past,
Right.
fairly
Get
quick
your
way to
crew back
return.
to Fortuna.
Now it's got
But
some
do it
toroids, which are also helpful
quietly.
for building stuff. So then we're headed back to the back room for phase 3.
Sparky, right. We're all here. Let's get started.
And so for phase 3, we end up having to steal a Gravimag. So we might end up actually using some of the weapons we have because we have to do different damage types. But that should be broken down a little bit in their intro thing. But
So,
honestly, it's been a while.
good news is
So,
LD found those big guns we promised you.
Bad news is my info places out firepower and a vault directly beneath the building-sized slaughter-matic horror show we're trying to kill. We need her shifted.
Leave that to me. First things first. The Overcharger satellite. Get into the labs, locate the controls, inject our recoded protocols, and shut that satellite down.
Profit-Taker moves, you engage the orb.
And while you take her dancing, I'll slip in and nick the weapons schematics.
Meanwhile, I'll gather data to develop a weakness in her shields using that stolen harmonic schema. The longer you keep her engaged, the more observable data I can gather.
And the less likely she'll wander back and squat on top of my only way out.
We'll update you on the rest as you go.
okay. So basically, we're going to go, find a little hole, go down the hole, do the thing, do the other thing. And yeah,
Enrichment Labs has gone
so.
into full lockdown. Boone?
Oh.
Got all the tricks, check. Been taxing lab parts since we were sprogs. Primo electromags, that place. Anyways, intake, outtake, vent C7A, innit? Back of the place, blocked. But your old mucker Boonies rigged it askew. Just for you. Check, check.
There.
Get all that? I think he said intake, outtake vent C7A rears Enrichment Labs. Though most of that vent bit
Come
down
over
looks like Lady
here.
Kavat cuffing a third brother.
Boop.
First things first, disable the shield overcharger satellite so Biz can knock her off her perch.
This is where Cypher comes in.
Deploying satellite protocols. Rejected. Gods, I was afraid of this. You'll need to reboot the antenna array from outside at the same time as satellite protocols are uploaded. Outworlders, split up.
So basically, if you're doing this by yourself, you got to do this one. You know, then and you're on a timer, it's like 45 seconds or something, which is usually pretty comfortable to do this on your own. I'm gonna flip out a pixie and just do it. And there we go. Okay. So we turn off the satellite now. And so now we have to do damage to the Profit-Taker shields.
Fizz, get her down if you would.
This is a little something I've been saving for a rainy day.
So basically there she is. Big and ugly. And because there's no range on our Dex Pixia, we're going to stay nice and back here as much as we can. Just kind of avoiding being hit, if at all possible.
Hate to interrupt this flashback, but I'm going in now.
So, I don't see it from here. But basically, for the different damages that she takes, there's more data gathered per one.
Just keep shooting. I'm getting excellent data from all this.
So, there it is. There's a little symbol on the front of her head that if you match it with the damage that you're doing, it ticks up the learning curve faster. So currently it's puncture, which Dex Pixie is innate puncture. Just switch to cold. So what you can do is you can switch into your operator and hit them with void damage, and it switches what damage you have to use. And I'm out of energy. That's wonderful. So just kind of move around, avoid her blasts, just keep doing damage to her as best as you can. Oh, cool, look, energy again. Cool. And just whenever you can, don't be
I'm coming out. Can't wait to introduce that all to your Archgun weapons.
just whenever you can be in Pixie, because it's a lot safer.
Not yet. Need to be sure. Cycle your damage.
But so if you're doing this with another frame or with other weapons, getting a decent array of different damaging elements is much preferable, because at this point I'm just waiting for it to switch to an element that I do. And I have 4 or 5 elements. So there we go. Or not. At this point, it's just kind of a battle of attrition, trying not to die. Because obviously this is a build that's not as teed up for being ridiculous. Oops. Drop an energy pad. trying to avoid the aerial bombardment while being close enough to my energy thing to still get energy. Cool, more energy. Woohoo, we're back to doing damage.
Sending in heavy reinforcements.
Okay. Set on cold. Aha, sweet, back to damage we're doing. Essentially, we're just gonna kite her until it finally tells us we're done. The one main failing about Pixie mode is that you can't use like any pods or anything, so you're kind of just relying on energy pickups, things like that. The nice thing though is that with the mods that we have a lot of hey, you can't hit me, or hey, your bullets do almost no damage to me. So it is a lengthy process. It's not the greatest. Like, again, doing this in a squad, you know, you can put someone on taking care of the ads, someone on taking care of the Profit-Taker. Okay, come on. And I think we're done.
Get ready to
Yeah.
run in 3, 2, 1.
So we're actually gonna use the jump
Good work. Everyone,
to
we've
get
got all we
closer.
need. The time is now. Get back to Fortuna and arm up. It's time to finish off Profit-Taker.
Okay. Cool, and we got a mod. Okay, so at this point, you'd be getting email or communications. It's from either Little Duck or Utico, basically, and it's like, hey, here's the Archgun Deployer. And so from here, basically, you get, I think you get your first one for free. I can't remember, again, it's been a while. But if not, your Archgun's need a Gravamag. So in order to get a Gravamag, you can buy it from the
Well,
thing for
this is
20
me.
plat.
What? Didn't expect me to
Um,
be so pretty. I put in a lot of miles in this rig. Some days
okay,
it
Little Duck.
shows.
Anyway, come talk to Little Duck. You'll need to trade towards for overstanding, but one of the things you can browse
Hey,
or wares.
see anything you
And you
fancy?
can get Gyromag systems, Atmos systems, and I think it's repeller systems. And those three are used along with a Gravamag blueprint from, I think, just the market. I think the market has the Gravamag blueprints
You're cool.
to build a Gravamag, which can then be installed in your art guns in order to be deployed. Cool note, certain art guns don't need a Gravamag. The, oh gosh, what is it? I can actually just find out. So the art guns. The Mausolon does not need one. It comes equipped one. I don't think the Morga needs one. It might though. And the Mondanel doesn't need a Gravamag to be used. So, and the Mausolon is a solid choice. It's got a large magazine capacity. It's got decent damage, and has the kill 5 people, blow up, do a charged explosion. So it's a really good one that you get when you build your first Void Rig. So there's that. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this helps someone. Sorry for kind of the dead parts, but that's Warframe. Sometimes you're kind of at the mercy of the game. Anyway, have fun. Bye.